everybody, Aaron with Siegfried's Motorworks here today. We're going to be giving you guys an installation video. In front of me, we have a 2021 genuine scooter company, Buddy 125, in black with chrome. We are going to be installing a Prima rear rack with a sissy bar on this one. Part number is 0200-0160. It's a black rear rack, also a cargo holder, but we're going to be doing the installation video and showing you guys that. Now this video is applicable to the Buddy 50 models, the Buddy 125 models, the Buddy 150 models, and also the new Buddy 170i. It's going to be the same exact process no matter what scooter is. All those scooters share the same exact chassis, at least back here. So at any rate, we're going to get this one started. Alright, so before you get started, obviously you're going to want to have the right tools. For this job, you need a whole pile of tools. You need a Phillips head and also a 12, is it a 12? Yeah, also a 12 millimeter, preferably on a ratchet. You could pull it off with a wrench, but honestly, you're going to be better off with a socket and a ratchet. So, in addition to a 12 millimeter socket, you are also going to need a 13 millimeter socket for this rear center nut. You are also going to need a 5 millimeter Allen. Now that can be an Allen key, it could be an Allen socket like we have here. Either way, those are the only other two things you need. So to complete this installation, 12 millimeter socket, 13 millimeter socket, 5 millimeter Allen key or Allen socket, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Easy peasy, takes, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes the first time you do one. So, once you have your rack, which fortunately enough for us, we have it in stock. Take it out of this bubble wrap that they put it in. And then this is what your rear rack is going to look like. Sissy bar on this one. The only downfall to getting this style rack from Prima is that you cannot run a top case. You're limited just to rear baskets as far as storage solutions go for the back half of your scooter. So when you do take your rack out, you do want to make sure, because they have hardware hidden in here, and all too common of an issue, people throw this hardware away, and you do need this hardware for the installation. So you take this bubble wrap and you throw it at Kyle. To get started here, you are going to need a 12 millimeter socket and then also a Phillips head screwdriver. To start this up, you're going to pop your rear seat and have this open. You're going to want this open for the entire installation of this. So the first thing we are going to one thing that I do when I'm doing these installations is I like to keep my tools in the seat bucket of the scooter, as long as they're not dirty and filthy and you're not messing that up. But it just puts them at a nice convenient spot as far as being able to access them. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 12 millimeter, you're going to loosen up these front two bolts for your rack. Now these bolts you don't need to keep for anything other than if you are ever going to put this rack back on. So now once you have these two removed, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your Phillips head screwdriver and you're going to remove this black plate back here. Once you get the screw out, again, you aren't going to need this except for if you ever put this back together, but I'm going to show you one little tip that we do as far as making sure your rack is retained. If you ever do go to put it back on. Once you have that screw out, you're just going to pop this thing out. It just slides into these two little clips. Easy peasy. Once you have that removed, you're going to grab your 12 millimeter socket again, and you're going to undo this center back bolt for the rack. I'm sorry, nut for the back rack. So once you have that removed, your rack is just going to lift right off. So what we do as far as storing these racks and keeping them complete for people in case they ever go back on is we take all of the hardware, we actually put it in this cubby hole here. Put this black cap back on, and then we put the Phillips head screw back in. So what that's going to do is going to keep all of your hardware for the stock rack together, and it's going to take the guesswork out of it for where it is or what it is. Now another thing that you can do as far as storing these racks, just to keep them complete, because these spacers will pop out, just take zip ties and zip tie through here just to keep all this together. But I'll give this to Kyle so now this is off and ready for storage. So once you have the rack off, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to grab your new rack And this is basically going to be the same installation for any of the rear cargo racks for the Buddy 50, 125, 150, and 170i model. Here, and what we're going to do first is we're going to prep this back center mounting point, just that way that's ready to go. So in your hardware that they send with the scooter, there's a squishy rubber washer. You're going to put that in, and then there's a couple different size washers. There's two really large ones, and then there's two smaller size washers. You're going to take one of the smaller ones and set it there. And then also in here, there is a regular spacer. So you're going to put that spacer on as well. So now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the rear rack and set that here. So that way...
Looks like I need to give him a little assistance.
No, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. So we're going to set that here, just that way it's prepped. This is a little bit easier if you do have a second set of hands, but just to show it can be done with one hand, I'll do it myself because Carl doesn't want to help me.
Oh my god.
So at this point then, you're going to take, there's another washer, put the washer in, and then there's one nut. You're going to put that nut on this back center thing. Just start it, don't make it tight, just that way it kind of holds the rack there for you. So now at this point, you're going to have these two big large washers. You're going to set those underneath each of the front mounting positions. At this point, what you should have left hardware-wise is you should have two large Allen head bolts and then two lock washers. You're just going to take those, and these are going to be your front thing. So what we do first is just set them each in there to prep them. You do need a 5mm Allen. I'm going to be doing this with a socket. You could do it with a standard Allen key, just for ease of the video that we're going to do with this. So I'm going to drop that down in there. And all you want to do at this point is just get the bolt started. You don't want to tighten either side down because otherwise you're going to sit there and fight and carry on and think the rack itself is not straight. Once you have both of them started, we're going to tighten up these front two Allens first. Again, this is a 5mm Allen. We're not going to run it down crazy tight, just enough that it's snug. We'll do a final tighten once we have all 3 points snugged up. So at this point, you're going to take your 13mm. You could, this one would be easier with the wrench. We're going to do it with a socket just because that's what we have in hand. And again, you're just going to snug this up. Now, if you do have the black hardware, you do want to be careful because this stuff will scratch if you're too aggressive when you're putting this together. So now that they're all snugged up, I'm actually going to start by tightening this one. So when you get to a snug fit, you're just going to go a quarter turn past snug. And that one's good to go. Now we're going to go back to the front ones. And again, these are going to be the same thing. Once they're snug, you're just going to go quarter turn past snug. And that's it. So now you have a Prima rear cargo solution with a sissy bar, so you can haul your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, aunt, and uncle. Anyone that wants to sit in the back seat's gonna be a little bit more comfortable now. These racks are available at smwx717parts.com. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can stay up to date with everything going on here at Siegfried's Motorworks. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of this rear rack. Really like it. I think it brings the whole scooter together. I wish Genuine would send these black buddies all blacked out, no chrome. But this is the first step towards progress on that. So, again, thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next video.